Well, I figured we'd watch Maranda. Yeah, this is another fanfic told using RGMaker 2000. This is a Final Fantasy VI fanfiction. Yeah, it's a fanfic translated into RM2K format. There's no gameplay in Maranda. It's just a story. Yeah, which is why some people label it a visual novel, but I don't think that's really accurate because a visual novel at least usually offers you choices. In this game, you know, there's no choices, therefore it's not really a game. It's more like a movie. A really low-budget movie, I suppose. And yeah, they also include the original fanfic as well. Albeit, getting this to run was a mild problem. It doesn't come with the harmony.dl file. Thankfully, I have a game that does have it, so I just copied it over, then had to tell the game to run compatibility mode for Windows XP2 service pack. William and Karen Shire lived in the small town of Maranda, quietly tucked away in the southern regions of the Vector Empire. And no, I have never played Final Fantasy VI, so I am thankful this is a prequel and not based on the events of the game, because I'd have no idea what's going on. The town has a long and turbulent history and has spent the past 100 years warding off Imperial rule. Despite so far away from the Imperial city, Miranda has always enjoyed political freedom. No Victorian emperor has been able to hold it for long. Not even Emperor Giscal, to whom the cities of Arak and Tezen have both toppled, along with countless other villages within his reach, could break the people of Maranda. Karen Shire can tell you about this, because her major at the Maranda University was world history. She's now a well-liked professor there. Limshire too attended Maranda University, pursuing his love of architecture. That's where he first met Karen. The two were wed within a year of their introduction. Will is one of the leading minds in his field. His brilliant city planning techniques has been one of the underlying causes of Miranda's prosperity throughout his lifetime. Of course, after his daughter Natalie was born, people began to criticize Will because his job demands he often traveled to faraway places. Everyone that is except Karen. She knows better than anyone how much Will's dream means to him. I don't know. Seems like dream means might have been better. I'm not sure about the grammar, though. Self-steal allows him to pursue those dreams. Will and Karen Shire are two of the most respected people in Maranda. They are best friends, they are lovers, they are soulmates. No splendor can be found in their relationship. Their hearts beat as one. And their beautiful daughter Natalie serves as an example of their promise to each other. This is a story about Karen and William Shire, and about their daughter Natalie, and about the city of Maranda. It does not have a happy ending. Oh, so we get a preamble that basically tells us the ending is going to suck. Thanks. Daddy? Where are you going, Daddy? I'm going to work, Natalie. The king of Figargo has invited me to build some houses and shops in a town that's very far away. Sadly, he's not working for Rio, huh? Always need work in his town. Far away? How far away? Well, it's farther than Vector and farther than Tezen. It'll take me a long time to get there. I'll have to travel on a boat. So wait. The Vector Empire managed to conquer Tezen, which is further away than where he's going. How far are they from Vector then? It seems like that would be further away than that, but okay. Well, based on how far away it is, I'm going to assume yes, very long time. A whole year older? Oh, man. He better if he's going to be gone a whole year. Oh. You're going to write to each other every day? How's that going to even work? Like, it's going to take you, I assume, quite a while to get there by boat, if it's that far away. Unless, you know, they have very fast-traveling airships or something. I mean, it's Final Fantasy, they probably do, but even so, it's like... letters every day? Doesn't seem like that would really work. Oh, I'm sure he will. Yeah, you're gonna miss your boat. Yeah, well, you're taking too long. You said goodbye last night before you went to sleep, then again this morning at breakfast. Well, let her say it again, Karen. I'll be gone for over a year. Alright, but just once more, young lady. There are lots of chores to do, and you have to have your lessons today. Okay. Oh, I'm sure she will, because I'm guessing he's not coming back. Ever. Oh, I'm sure she'll manage. All alone in a huge city. One of the largest cities in the world. It's really an honor to be asked by the king himself to work there. But this means big things for us, Karen. For Natalie, too. You better. Oh, I'm sure he's gonna get into trouble. We already know the story's not gonna end happily. Oh, I'm sure he will. And he'll be off with his head. I love you too, Karen. Willard and his family come to Pharaoh with him, but Karen is adamant about staying in her hometown. Many of her students would falter without her. Now, wasn't the only person who relied on her after all. But these are dangerous times. The shadow of Gestalt's conquest looms always over their heads. War is on everyone's tongue, and no one can say for certain if their freedom will outlive tomorrow's moon. So basically they have to worry about being conquered all the time. Joy. Down here, Will. Who owns this house has given the king permission to use it as a base of operations during times of war. Sure, I'll have to explain why this is a likely possibility. I don't understand well enough. Don't forget that I practically live on Gestalt's doorstep. What the king would like is a well-hidden room in which to hide weapons and provisions in case South Yargo has to withstand a siege. Because of the castle's mechanical defense system, the city of South Yargo has to be able to operate independently from the capital. Basically, what he's looking for is a network of passageways underneath the town, which is easily accessible to Yargo troops in case of a crisis. At the same time, you've got to design it so enemy troops will have a difficult time escaping, so you can use it as a prison as well. That sounds contradictory. And above all, you've got to keep quiet about it. Vigargo and Vector still have an alliance on paper, so if word got about this project... Right, well, let me have a look. Things that leave me a lot to work with, but I think I can make it happen. Well, tunnel underneath the river, of course, but I think I could easily network 5 or 6 of the houses from different areas of town. Excellent. I'll return in a few weeks to see how things are coming along. Notify us if you need anything. Will do. Looks like I've got my work cut out for me. It always takes good reports back to the king about his progress. He's no fool. He knows he can only push his tree with Vector so far before the two nations erupt into war. After all, the king puts his game face for the Vector ambassadors, he secretly is financing an underground mission called the Returners. Will is probably one of the few civilians who know anything about the Returners, and of course he always tells these kinds of things to his wife. That sounds like a stupid idea. What happens if a letter is intercepted? Or Natalie says something about it. Well, yeah, of course all her chores are done. Yeah, not that I ever make my bed. Alright, then I'll read it. Dear Karen, everything here is going great. Really busy all the time, but the hardest part of my job is over. I've already laid the plans for all of the projects, now I have to oversee the construction. Sometimes the Chancellor Farrago comes and visits me. He's a nice man, but he's always in a hurry. I guess if I were the king's right-hand man, I'd be in a hurry too. Living on land ruled by a king is a lot different than living at home. Things are a lot more rigid and organized here, and the taxes are absolute murder. Luckily, since I'm a foreign contractor, I'm exempt from such taxes. A lot of my workers are jealous. There's a little girl who lives in the house next door to where I'm staying. She's a little older than me now, and she's really interested in my work. She comes home after school sometimes to do her homework and keeps me company in the afternoon. Maybe I'll talk her into going to Maranda University someday. What difference does it make to you? I'm sure it is. South Figaro sounds like a really exciting town. And I'm sure I'm messing up the pronunciation a lot. You think we'll ever go there? Maybe. Here, go put your letter with the others, then go get washed up for dinner. Okay, Mommy. And I'm sure she's gonna read the actual letter now. Karen, don't read this part to Nally. There's no need to scare her. Nor is there any reason to be scared, at least not yet. King's intelligence in Albrook says that Gesto is planning on trying one last time to take Miranda before winter sets in. General Leo Kapar has already left Vector, and while his current force isn't enough to take all of Miranda, I'm still kind of worried. Ken says he'll provide a boat for you if you and Nally want to stay with me in Vigargo. I know you'll say no to this, but I at least have to ask you. Oh, you trust her judgment, do you? Yes. Who else would they send if not one of their generals? No, I can't leave. Not even a force led by an Imperial general can break my homeland. The people here will never stand for Imperial rule. Will's letters kept Karen informed about the political standstill, as well as what Lily knows about military movements back at home. Karen's letters he will inform that she has no desire to leave home. Even if an all-out war were to break out between Vector and Miranda would be safe. Would it? Leo Caprori is the most powerful of Vector's 3 generals, and his conquests are always successful. Just recently stifled an uprising in the town of Tens, and rumor has it without slaying a single rebel. His methods are always tactful and peaceful. Yeah, that's why Karen isn't frightened. I think you should be frightened if he can conquer an entire town of rebels without killing anybody. And if he always wins. Oh, Magitech armor. It's large and unwieldy, but each suit packs a wide variety of magically driven attacks. More elite soldiers like Leo's associate, Terra, are infused with Magitech directly, granting them the ability to cast magical spells. The other 2 generals of Assault's army are both talented Magitech knights, but neither of them can match Terra's knack for her abilities. Yara refuses any sort of augmentation. That is not his powerful sword and his overwhelming charisma to serve his majesty. Right, charisma, that's what you call it when you lead an entire army to invade somewhere. Do you suppose his liege wants with Maranda anyway? It's got strategic value. Miranda's only a few days by boat from the southern tip of the western Free States. So his liege wants to set himself up for an offensive against Jador, but he's also planning to take Doma. Isn't he spreading himself a bit thin? It's not my job to interpret my orders, it's my job to follow them. I knew you'd say that. Saying is that the Emperor will worry about Doma when the time comes. Until then, Maranda will be a nice change of scenery. I think after the dust falls, I'll see if I can sneak into 1 or 2 classes at the university there. Really? Just thinking about it, do you think there will be time for that? Certainly. You probably wouldn't do some of them men harm to pick up a little culture along the way either. Are you saying they don't have any yet? Alright, men, listen up. We'll be in Maranda by noon tomorrow if we keep up this pace. Some of you just transferred over from Kefka and Cell's regiment, so I'm going to inform you that I do things just a bit differently. No one is to draw a weapon or fire a shot unless I specifically order you to do so. These people aren't Imperials, but they're still human. Not only that, but you're going to treat everyone with respect while we're there. Just because we're occupying their city doesn't give us excuse to be impolite now. Remember, Maranda has no standing army. We're not going to meet with any opposition. Our resident Magitech Knight has orders to light anyone who acts out of turn on fire. Alright, let's get going. Move out. Ah yes, Kefka, the man who's going to break the world and sits and does nothing for hours. Upon hours. Upon hours. And days. And then years. I forget how long it takes to defeat Kefka, okay? Because like I said, I've never played Final Fantasy VI. I just know, after he breaks the world, he doesn't do much of anything. Well, run inside. Now, you may want to send your daughter inside, ma'am. Why? What's going on? As of today, Miranda is officially part of the Vector Empire. As these things go, it might be a tad dangerous for a while. Isn't even allowed to play outside, just who do you people think you are? What's the matter, Tara? Are you having a problem with this woman? She's just being stubborn is all. I'm explaining just who you think you are. My apologies, miss. I'm Leo Caprori, First General of the Vector Army, and this is Tara Branford, Imperial Magitech Knight. I've been sent here by the Emperor to occupy Maranda and claim it as part of the Empire. Claim it? This wasn't obvious, there are already people living here. Well, like it or not, we're here for good, so you may as well get used to it. Otherwise, you don't have to get testy with us. Natalie, go inside. What is it you want from us? Have you run out of people to torment Albrecht and Zen? On the contrary, we aren't here to hurt anyone, and we won't as long as everyone cooperates. I'm gonna go secure our lodgings, Tara. I'll let you take care of things here. Go along once things have quieted down a bit. Is this some kind of game to you? Is this your vacation? This is my home. Yes, that's a very nice place of me, so hopefully I'll get some sightseeing tomorrow. Hey, your own good, you don't want to get yourself hurt. Where are you? And pushed inside. Well, that sucks. She should have left when she had the chance. As with the past few days in limbo, Imperial has made no move against anyone in town or of any citizens outwardly opposed Imperial occupation. Probably the turning point of Leo's stay in Maranda. Things are gonna get bloody, huh? Surely your supper will be ready in 15 minutes. Well, now. Saw that feisty professor, though, just like you requested. Ah, excellent. Karen Shire, I presume. Well, who else would it be? You sent her to go get her, didn't you? Like, what sort of question was that? What is it you want with me? Oh, please, Professor, have a seat. What, not gonna tell him, screw yourself, I'm gonna stand? Why do you think I summoned you tonight? I don't know, maybe because you think I'm feisty? How do you mean? Don't play games with me. I've heard all the stories and all the rumors. I know how friendly Imperial types can be. Oh, so that's what you think? Here there are Imperial soldiers who don't share their Majesty's ideals. I too have heard the stories, and I know what they are based in fact. These actions speak louder than words, Professor. I've been here for nearly a week now, and no harm has befallen this town. Well, they've harmed no one yet, and they don't intend to. So you just sent me to occupy Maranda, Professor, not raise it. Not yet, anyway. No, not. We Imperials are not bent on world domination. We just unite the entire continent and bring about a new era of peace. Try every corner of the Empire, and do you know what I notice most about what I see? Beauty. Maranda is a beautiful place. It's got a long story behind it. So you can convince me that a nice guy you are? I want to learn Maranda's history, and they say there's but one person in town who knows the whole story. Yes, whenever you're ready. Yes, thank you. You really want to have a history lesson? Over dinner? Why does she need tutoring? Why do you even care? How about I don't really care about his stupid steaks? Besides, it has the word lax in it. You know it's gonna make you have to poo a lot. Marries it in desert wine from Figargo. It's magnificent. I'm a vegetarian. That's okay. He makes some pretty good spiced potatoes, too. Got that right. Of course it is. Will too, he just write letters, knowing his wife won't be able to read them. Strange the things humans will do to comfort themselves. I suppose so. Hopefully they didn't intercept any of his letters about what the king's doing. Because that would be bad. Really, really bad. King Edgar? Afternoon, Wilshire, may I come in? Of course, I'd be honored, sir. Honored. He's asked you to run out of an entire city for me. I give you a dump like this to stay in? Apparently I'm not a very gracious king. It's fine. I'm really comfortable here. It's enough growling, will I get enough of that from my subjects? Sorry, sir. And don't apologize. It occurred to me that you've been here in my kingdom almost 6 months and I haven't met you once yet. Come by my chancellor's stead today to meet the brains behind my glorious new Figaro. Things are going very smoothly. We finished the renovations of the inn and we've started the top secret project you gave us. A spot of tea, huh? Oh, you're gonna make it, huh? See, sir, we're ahead of schedule. We want to get the steel in from before winter set in, or else we'd have had to wait for spring. We'll be able to... What's this? This letter here. It's dated for last week. Oh, that. That's a letter from my wife, Karen. A letter? You didn't send it? No. The Imperials intercept all incoming mail, so I haven't been able to send her any word. You write letters even though you can't send them? Promise I'd write her every day. You have a little girl, too, right? Yes, Natalie, she's my light of my life. Will, listen. I know who heads up the occupation around has a good heart. His name is Leo Capori. I don't know him personally, but the things I do know about him are encouraging. But I won't lie to you. War between Fire and Vector is inevitable. It just needs someone to light the fuse. What's going to happen? What will happen to Miranda? If I knew the answer to that, Wilshire, I'd tell you. But unfortunately for you, I can't read the future. Cheer up, no news is good news, right? Not necessarily, because it might mean everyone's dead. And the town's been razed to the ground. Then there wouldn't be any news because there wouldn't be anyone to tell it. Just worried is all. Leave the worrying to me. I'm the king, after all. Sir? It's not your responsibility to preserve peace, Will. It's mine. Mine and Gestal's. If Gallus fumbles the ball, I have to pick up his slack. Won't make any promises, Will, but do my level best to get your wife to safety here in Figaro. Can you do that? Not sure. I've never tried to smuggle anyone out of Vector before. Thank you, King Edgar. I can only assume the smuggling attempt's going to go very poorly. Take a rain check on that tea, Will. Keep writing those letters. Don't lose hope. I won't. Thank you, King Edgar. He always tries to look strong in front of others. That's part of being the king. Deep down he knows that what he offered Will really isn't possible. These days no ship will travel to any port along the coast of the Vector Empire. There's also got other things to worry about. The King of Domo, who recently denounced Gestal, has asked him for military aid. Politics is a tricky game. One false move and there could be a world war on the hands of the three nations' kings. So basically they can't trade because no boats are willing to visit their ports. How is their peace deal even being maintained? Found what? Go ahead and put it on, Sweet Pea. Oh no. Isn't this spinach rag? So on tonight's subject matter, say isn't Leo coming? Well, that's a nice meeting with the messenger from Vector. Don't worry though, I'm sure I'll just give him his homework. Let's get to work then, shall we? The song Spinach Rag was written by Beyond, one of the original founders of Jador's Opera House. Yeah, I really don't care about that. Stories usually go long into the night. Most nights Natalie stays up and participates, though she's already heard the stories dozens of times. You always listen with a genuine interest even to the parts which have nothing to do with the Vector Empire. The restaurant goes on much as it always has. More for the constant presence of magic art in the city streets, you'd never tell the city was occupied. Karen and Tara would both like things to remain this way, but Orders are orders. Leo? Tara. Karen, I have bad news. We have to depart tomorrow. Why? Can't tell you where, Karen can overhear. Excuse me a moment. Certainly. What happened? My wishes to send me to Doma as soon as I can possibly go. What for? King of Doma's declared war on Vector. We've got to act quickly. Doma? It's either me or Celsius. But she'll... Yes, I know. If we don't go to Doma, there's no telling what she'll do. I'd rather her here under Vector's nose, where she's less likely to do anything major, you know? When are we to leave? As soon as we possibly can, but I have to try and work things out at Doma diplomatically rather than let Celsius go through and reduce to a pile of cinders and rubble. Doma, should I stay here and keep an eye on Celsius while you're gone? I'd rather you not. She can't best you in a straight combat, so if you two out of disagreement, she'd probably try to get you through the townsfolk. I hate this, Leo. I do too, but there's nothing I can do about it. My hands are tied. Better start preparing for our departure. Say goodbye to Karen and Natalie for me, would you? Leo's equal, a general in the Imperial Army. She's extraordinarily talented magic tech knight. Her hair is snowy blonde, her eyes are crystal blue, and her armor is forged of white steel. She's known as the Ice Queen. Oh, come on, that's such a common title used in so many different fanfic universes. Like, jeez. And yes, I realize that's probably her title in the game, but just shows how common it is. Partially because of her magic abilities, which are all drawn from the cold, but also because of her cruel nature. Both despise the Ice Queen, take every available chance to undermine her power. Yeah, apparently they're not doing so well at that, she's still a general. I can only assume it's gonna become a bloody mess when she shows up. How Karen Shire comes to know that Ice Queen's self-share is a matter of heartless fate. Yep, of course it's gonna get ugly. And she's riding a chocobo. Okay. Imagine I run to you two on the trail. To be honest, I was kind of bummed when you stepped forward for the Doma job. I was looking forward to some real action. Duty calls. Spoken like a true soldier. About you, Miss Brandford, happy to see me? Ecstatic, of course. Listen, Celsius, listen, I want you to behave while you're in town, okay? Play nice with the other kids. Don't you ever get tired of hearing yourself preach, Leo? I'll do what I want. We're serious, Celsius. It took us a long time to build up a trust with the people of Maranda. And technically they're Imperials now. Don't step out of line. Imperials? Hardly. They weren't born under Vector's flag, and if any of them step out of line, I'll be more than happy to teach them some respect. We're along now, little man. Take your green-haired blow-up doll with you. Getting tired of listening to it spew hot air. That's a side effect of the Magitech confusion, you tramp. Kind of like your fat thighs. Love of, what are you, a grade schooler? Can you be a bit more imaginative with your insults? Enough already. Keep in mind, Sus, the people around are human beings. Tara and I have already softened them up for you. All you have to do is babysit. Really? Do I get all-night snack privileges too? Will I have to change any diapers? Get real, Leo. Let's go, Tara. Sometimes I wonder how those Sonas made so far up the ranks. Probably as they succeed in their missions in a way that doesn't make the king look bad. Or I guess Emperor in this case. Ugh. Emperors do care about their face sometimes. And a dog fight in the streets, huh? Seems like a bad idea. What on earth is that about? And why are they roughing this guy up? What exactly did he do to deserve to get the crap beat out of him? By two different guards. Such is life around ourselves rule. An iron fist rule, huh? Not surprisingly, Karen has trouble sleeping at night. Many of the citizens around it do. Has converted their peaceful town to one riddled with fear and doubt. Often walks the streets nodding with approval at the random acts of violence committed by her soldiers, and the soldiers are delighted to oblige. Sleeping with Celsa's sword hanging over their necks, people around begin to whisper of a resistance, only in alleys and shadows and silence. Which means she's probably just gonna ice the entire town, eventually. We have visitors. Some of your students are here. Cells closed down the university. If she finds out my students are here, we could be in big trouble. Stay upstairs. I'll go down and straighten this out. Well, now. Look like adventures, if you ask me. Doing here. There isn't any more classes this semester. You all know that. Mr. Shire, we're not here about class. Then why are you here? Need your help. We're trying to gain support to force Imperial rule out of Maranda. I see. Most respected members of the community, Professor. We could really use your help. I can't. Nani? But why? Why won't you help us? Please understand, I don't sympathize with the Imperials. I too wish I could remain free. I have far too much to lose. I have a life built here and a daughter to protect. I can't get involved in your resistance right now. Oh, great. It's true, I saw her inviting Leo and his girlfriend over while they were in town. She must have been plotting with them. No, that's not true. Just a hand. You'd have better luck rallying support in town than we would. You go up against Cells without you, Professor. I can't put Natalie in danger like that. I understand Sunday when you have family of your own. If you ever let Cells treat us like animals, you'd rather watch Miranda burn? Nothing else to say to any of you. I'm not your teacher anymore. Cells saw to that. I'm not a vigilante, I'm not a commando, I'm a historian. These things you're asking me to do are outside of my expertise. You aren't with us, you're against us, Professor. You're free to draw whatever conclusions you like. And you just know she's gonna get hit with the poo from the fan, man, because they're her students. They're trying to rebel. Why don't we get letters from Daddy more? Doesn't Daddy still love us? Of course he does, sweet, but he's very busy with this new job. He must be absolutely swamped. Building houses for people in South Figaro, right? Yes, that must be it. Built a house in South Figaro. One day I want to go there on a great big boat just like Daddy. Maybe someday, sweetheart. Oh, shoot. Proud to bring our sandwiches. I left them sitting on the table. You wait while Mommy runs and gets them. Of course, Mommy. A minute, huh? Oh, what a cute chocobo. You're adorable. What's your name, cutie? Who do you belong to? Can you fly? Where'd you come from? Can I pet you? Jeez. She didn't ruffle your feathers, did she? Ah, stupid kid. Oh, jeez. How did she even knock you down? She's just a kid. There, little scamp. Kicked me right in the shin. I better go get this looked at. Jeez. That's an overreaction. Oh god, no. Well, now. Apparently nothing of particular interest happened today. Good things, nothing bad happened on your end, I guess. Ugh. Well, she does what happened 1,000 times over in 1,000 different ways. Remember how she expressed us for the first time in her life, Karen isn't totally and utterly alone. Days, the frozen remains of Karen's daughter melted away and ran into the river, out into the ocean. Now they silently pray that she will drift to the far-off lands she would love to visit in life, but no amount of prayer changes the fact that those bright eyes will never shine again. Professor, are you alright? It's the only victim, you know. The soldiers are making examples out of a lot of innocents. Sorry anyone suspected being part of the resistance. So this is it then. After everything you taught me, all of Maranda's history, this is how it ends. If I had a struggle, without so much as a field grab at Vector's power, we were crushed under its heel. Leave me alone. Sorry, Professor, but I can't let it end like this. Even if it's only a few of us, even if we don't have the skill or equipment, we have to fight. Love Miranda more than anyone. You've just dedicated your life to studying its past. Well, how about doing something for its future? Just as I thought, you're just another adult whose ideals are firm and strong as long as they aren't challenged. Goodbye, Professor. Oh, women strives to make everyone's heart as frigid as her own. Suppose Elias shares that she managed to even break Karen's Shire. It's not just a vivid woman, now she's a shadow of her former self. A mere ghost upon the earth. The year has passed now since Will has left Maranda. Walking the streets of Southgard now, you can tell it's the same place. Miranda's accusation have reached even the common folk far known. People plead daily with Will not to walk into Vector's hands. Despite the protest, Will is dead set on returning to Maranda. He's been away from his wife and daughter for far too long. A daughter he'll never see again. Ugh. Yeah. Well, they're gonna try and convince him not to for the 1000th time? Yes, I suppose he is. I take great pride in my work. I trust everything is set with your underground tunnels. Successfully turned this town to a fortress, Will. Thank you. It's been a pleasure, sir. I had a little surprise for you, Will. I appreciate all your hard work. This town's like arranged something out of a going-away party for you. Guess I've been overworking myself lately. Believe me, I've noticed. Oh, you haven't let you party with the king, eh? Gonna have to kill him, right? You're gonna tell him about General Celsius, sire? He'll be going home to ruins if I know that brutish woman at all. And tell me, your Chancellor, how it will be able to have any fun tonight if he knew his family were in grave peril. Edgar, hey, no one said being king was easy. Well, it's not meant to be easy. Not that most kings are particularly successful, because the first one's usually good, the second one might be okay, and the third one usually sucks. Because they all have to worry about, you know, being surpassed by their own kids, too. Has been scared by Celsius' cruelty. The underground resistance was steadily growing day by day. As the power of her magic arm on her side, so things have been at a stalemate for days. That changes tonight. Does it now? Oh great, the town's on fire. Things weren't bad enough already. Well, that's one way to end things, I suppose. We brought up the last of the Resistance, General Celsius. Good. Smoke them out like the dogs they are. Show no mercy, these pitiful fools. Yes, ma'am. What? Who are you? What are you doing outside of your house? Do you have a death wish? Oh, really? That's rich. You killed my daughter. That little pest who was hunting my chocobo the other day? You should be glad. I just made your life a lot easier. How? How dare you? I've heard about you. You're that history teacher, Karen something, wasn't it? Yeah, you got really cozy with Leo when he was in town. Don't you get? You're only an obstacle to me. This whole town's worth nothing. Turned into a pile of cinders if people dare to defy me. Swim with the current or be dashed apart on the rocks. What's your answer, Professor? Don't make the wrong choice now. Now, are you quite done? You're wrong, Celsius. You're the obstacle, and people like you. It's you who are incapable of love, incapable of respect. Magic Tech is not the reason you're so cold. Ow, my neck's starting to cramp up. Well, I imagine there'll be nothing left by the time Will shows up. Just a sea of graves. Well, that's one way to end things. There's nothing left for you, Mr. Shire. Tried our hardest, but in the end, it wasn't enough. Knows you're back yet, you should just leave. Turn your back on Maranda and get away while you still can. Soon everything about us will be lost, and it'll just be another black X on the map. So, Mr. Shire, you have to put this all behind you and move on. And somehow, Will Shire did. Years past, much has happened in the world. Vector Empire is no more, but instead sets a mad god atop his ruinous throne. So once a glimmer of hope in the eyes of its people, a group of returners who rode in an airship who would stand against the world's evil and deliver its people. But it's not to be. Drunk on his own power, the mad god felled the hero's airship and tore the world in half. Ironically, Maranda was torn from the continent of Vector after spending decades fighting off its rule. Fate has a sick sense of humor. In the carnage, the world lost one of its mightiest men, one who even the people of Maranda could have grown to love. Leo Kawari has perished at the hands of the mad god. Will Shire could tell you this, for he has traveled the world this past year trying to forget his misery. He knows all the stories, and he, like most, prays for the hero's return. This is his first time back to his homeland since that fateful day. Well, the heroes arrived, huh? Feels odd being back here. Yeah, well, we all have to face our ghosts sometimes. That's right. Besides having a girlfriend, it's a lot of responsibility, isn't it? But I wouldn't even know what to say to her. Just talk to her from the heart. She'll understand. It's not like you did anything wrong. Just burst out some of your patented Doma charm. Doma charm, eh? You know, Celsi, I think you're finally starting to grow on me. Now you're rubbing off on me, and either way, it doesn't change the fact you've got an appointment to keep. Looks like we have some time to kill. What do you want to do? Oh, you two, I need a drink. I think I'd head over to the bar. Keep it cool, Setzer. We need you to fly us out here later. You underestimate me, Edgar. It's in my nature to tempt fate, you know. Yeah, it doesn't help us much if fate's got loaded dice, so keep your head. I guess Setzer's right. We all have to face our ghosts sometimes. Is this a friend of yours? Last time I spoke to this woman, she wanted to boil my blood. And I can't say I blame her. It's a horrible feeling, Edgar, not being proud of yourself. And I've done lots and lots of things I'm not proud of. To Karen, to Tara, to myself, even the Lock. Karen was the first person to ever tell me the truth about myself. We'll find themselves. We found Setzer and Simon. We'll find Locke and Tara and everyone else. We're all here for a reason, to take back our world from that fiend. We can't do it without you, though. Forget the past. It's who you are now that's important, okay? That's easy to say, much harder to believe. King Edgar? It's been a long time, Wilshire. Do don't have to call me a king anymore. I certainly don't feel like one. I don't understand. That was the Ice Queen, wasn't it? She took everything in the world away from you, didn't she, Will? Heart is still cold, Will. Cold as ice. Maybe it's too late for Celis, and maybe it's too late for me and you, but it's not too late for this planet. We have a bigger foe to fight now, Will, far bigger than any we could ever have imagined. Celis wants to stop as much as any of us, perhaps even more so. Will, please look at me. No, Edgar, it's alright. I understand. Karen never forgive me if I spent the rest of my life hating her. I'll be okay. That's good to hear. Keep your spirit up, Wilshire, even though it all looks bleak. Otherwise, you'll never be able to wake up in the morning. It's ironic, Will. Celis was set to be executed in the underground prison that you designed. Even in a world enveloped in darkness, one can find peace. Maybe even a soul stricken with evil can find redemption. Shire looks upon his wife's grave, born from and buried in the soil of Maranda. But it's a fate she could have avoided by simply moving. Man. Sort of like Leo could perhaps save some of the townsfolk if he had left his second in command, Terra, behind. At any rate, I really want to massage my shoulder at this point. I'm not even sure some of these sites even still exist, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't. If only because, you know, old sites tend to disappear rather frequently. And offering their support of this experimental project. Oh, you want us to be sent back to you as emails? I'm not even sure they'd answer an email if I checked it out. I'm not even sure their personal website exists either. And I don't think I'm gonna read it. I mean, it might be slightly different, but I don't have enough interest to check it to find out. Though I imagine it'd take a lot less time to read that than to sit through this movie, effectively. Are we just gonna go black screen of death after this, or are we gonna get sent back to the title screen? Though I will admit the Chrono Trigger one might have been slightly better, because you could at least do saves on turning the run, so you actually could watch certain parts of the story instead of having to watch the entire thing in one go. Albeit, I don't think I'd ever watched it in bits and pieces either, but at least you had the option. Yes, it's definitely finished. Well, that's Maranda, alright. Until next time, then. See ya.